Because we know when we suffer, it spills out onto others, doesn't it? We can't even help it. Just spills right out, just spilling over like some kind of, something in the pot that's not good. Something that's cooked too long and is not good anymore and just spilling over, right? We don't want to hurt the people we love, but in fact, the people closest to us, we hurt the most because they're right next to us when it spills over, right? They're so close. And because of their attachment to us, our suffering spilling over causes them to suffer a lot. But conversely, when we heal our mind, we suffer less, they suffer less. And then all the people that they meet, the people closest to them, suffer less. And the generation beyond them, the children they have, suffer less, and so on and so on, and to infinity, literally to infinity. Isn't that crazy to think that it works like that? But it's true. We are connected to everyone else. We are all related to that one single microorganism that had a little twinkle in its not eye 4 billion years ago. It didn't have an eye, but it had a twinkle of some sort. And it twinkled at some other microorganism. No, I don't know. It might have I'm not sure what happened after that. Vera might know. Did it mate with itself or, who knows? But anyway, at some point mating did happen because look at us. Here we are. We're all related. We're all related to that microorganism. Crazy. I know. And all the beings living inside this world that is our body, they're all related to us. If we learn to suffer less, they will suffer less, right? We'll eat less things that cause them to suffer. Don't you think that when we're suffering from something we ate, maybe they suffer? I think they do. That's why they recede, right? They die off and our gut gets messed up because you just insist on eating cheese. I'm talking to myself here, okay? I just insist. The other day we had a party for Missy's birthday with the class, and I risked it because I couldn't find any lactate. Couldn't believe I was out. But then I thought, is it buttercream or is it something fake? Just gonna risk it. Well, it didn't pay off. I didn't do it right. It was wrong, and the beings inside me suffered. And I suffered. And I still suffered the next morning from one small slice of real buttercream cake from Publix, which took me 2 minutes to eat and 12 plus hours to digest while killing off living beings inside of me, right? Now, the idea of this is it's actually similar to one of the meditations that we will look at when we're working to develop universal love and compassion. And it is that we are connected to all living beings, so connected that they are like our child or our mother, however you like to see them. If you have children, you might want to see them as your child. If you don't, you might want to see them as your mother. Or if you can imagine having children, all living beings are your children. We're that closely connected. This is much closer to reality, isn't it, than thinking we're not connected at all, right? We think that we're connected and we impact only those 5 beings that circle around us. But then they affect the 5 people and they affect the 5 people out into infinity. So all those beings into infinity at the very end, right, on some alien world, whatever they do affects us, and whatever we do affects them. So what happens when we understand the first noble truth of why we suffer, and we start to lessen our suffering? We lessen the suffering of the 5 people around us who you love. You love those beings, don't you? Your children, your partner, your parents. You lessen greatly their suffering because they're so attached to you. Which is the reason that you make them suffer and they make you suffer. It's that attachment. So we lessen those things and we pass down to infinity less suffering. That's what Buddha did. That's the same exact intention Buddha had. I'm going to figure it out why we suffer, and I'm going to lessen that suffering. And he had the intention to do that, like we can develop that same intention. I'm going to make myself a being that suffers less and less and less through the course of my life, so that I create less and less suffering through every day of my life. So I create more and more happiness by creating my happiness. When you have more happiness, your mother has more happiness. All the 5 beings around you have more happiness. Isn't that true? I'm pretty much happy most of the time. Missy told me I am a 9 weird. I asked her this because someone asked someone else this, and I was curious. How weird am I on a scale of 1 to 10? And how happy am I on a scale of 1 to 10? I witnessed this young boy, being asked this by his grandpa. And he got a 9 happiness and a 10 weird. Well, I got a 9 weird and a 10 happiness. But it's not true. I'm not it has to be a 9.8. Missy gave me a 10, but sometimes I'm not happy, but man, everybody knows it, okay? When JoAnn is not happy, I have no ability to pretend. It is just like a dark cloud and everybody's feeling it. Because it is so different than how it normally is, right? It's painful. I'm sure it's painful to Missy when I'm not happy. It's painful to me when she's not happy. Definitely. I'm not unaffected. But luckily, she is happy almost all the time. She gets a 9 as well. I think that's one of my main reasons of being so attracted. I like that happy little Energizer bunny going around. But we can dedicate ourselves, and that is the connection we have between emptiness and all living beings, and aspiring to become someone like Buddha, who dedicated themselves to the spiritual path in order to bring more happiness and less suffering to the world. And why is it possible for you to do this? Because you're empty. You don't exist in any fixed way. You take out what is feeding your impatience, or what is feeding your anxiety, or what is feeding your fear, or what is feeding your jealousy. If you take those things away, you take them out, you replace them with other things, reactions of compassion, patience, love, rejoicing in the happiness of others. You change, don't you? You completely change. All your conditioning can change. You can become someone that's happier more most of the time. You can get a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10, maybe a 9.9, which would be great. Okay. 9.9 is pretty good. I'm just saying, it's not a bad situation. I mean, 9 out of 10 weird is also good. Not gonna lie. I like it as well. They're connected, I'm quite sure. If I didn't feel so free to be weird, I probably wouldn't be quite so happy. And so you can make this intention to dedicate yourself to the spiritual path as a means of transforming yourself into anything you want to be. If you want to be a bodhisattva, if you want to be just like Buddha, become a Buddha. If you want to just become someone who is patient no matter what happens, like a great tree that's unmoved by circumstances, you can become that. Whatever good quality you can imagine having, You can possess that in spades, become that being. Because you are empty, you are full of every possibility. Even becoming Buddha, even becoming a Buddha. So I want us to meditate on this dependent origination, this interbeing, okay? And we'll look at some of these concepts as we're meditating, but I want you to think too, it's only because of certain causes and conditions that I appear the way I do. How would I like to appear in this world? I would like to be happier because my happiness means the happiness of others, more happiness for them. If I suffer less, others suffer less. So imagine yourself how you could be supremely happy, supremely peaceful. Whatever you want to imagine. Imagine yourself evolving into it, evolving first perhaps into a really patient person or a really kind person, a person that loves others unconditionally, right? Doesn't imagine, would never harm others. No harm with words, thoughts, deeds, no harm. And you can imagine yourself all the way to enlightenment if you'd like to. But you just imagine what you want to, because this is your journey. We will be starting on our new development of universal or unconditional love and compassion. And these two classes will be open to anyone. So you can invite friends if they would want to try it out. We're going to invite anyone who wants to get an introduction to developing universal love and compassion to join us.